in our chapter on India and Pakistan, let me now talk about the the Siachen issue. In fact, in Jammu and Kashmir, this is one area, or Siachen Glacier is a major dispute between India and Pakistan even today. We are unable to settle the matter. So let us talk about the history and what has actually happened. So the heading is Siachen. See, Siachen area, Siachen is the largest, it's a glacier. It's a disputed, it's the largest glacier in the, what is glacier? Glacier is nothing but moving ice due to gravity, and it's the largest glacier in India, in the Kashmir region. So in fact, when the ceasefire in the Jammu and Kashmir, the fighting broke out, and when finally when we signed the ceasefire, or when the ceasefire was implemented from 1st January 1949, the ceasefire line ended at a place called NJ 9842. In fact, that was the only thing possible at that time. In fact, if you look at the line, let me just remind you. So just see this map, and you can see this. So the ceasefire line, though this is the line, this is the ceasefire line we are talking. I am just redrawing on top of it in the Kashmir Valley, and it ended at a point called NJ 9842. Beyond that, this is a big glacier, it's a moving ice. This is the glacier we are talking about, it's a triangular shape, and this is the glacier we are talking about. So the boundary was not demarcated beyond that. So this line of control was ended at a point. Beyond that, we did not draw, because it was a very geographically disadvantaged territory, which is a difficult terrain, very cold. And so it was simply in the ceasefire agreement, in the ceasefire agreement of 1949, it was simply mentioned that the ceasefire line further extends and meet the China border. It simply says, beyond 9842, the ceasefire line further extends to meet the China border. So there was no clarity regarding in which direction it will move. So in the ceasefire agreement, so we simply meant it further extend and meet the China border beyond the 9842. Now both India and Pakistan started interpreting that subsequently. So initially there was no problem. After the creation of Bangladesh and after the India's nuclear test in 1974, once Pakistan was dismembered and Bangladesh got independence, Pakistan started once again concentrating on this Jammu and Kashmir, and then they started claiming this region. So they wanted to occupy, they wanted to create a claim in this region. So Pakistan started arguing that the ceasefire line further extends. According to Pakistan, it extends northeastward and meet the Chinese border, whereas India insists that no, it will go northwestward and reach the Chinese border. So there is no agreement between India and Pakistan regarding in which direction the ceasefire line will extend. So during 1970, so this was during 1970s, this claim and counter claims were going on. See, if you look at India, this is the Indian, this is the POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, this is China occupied Kashmir, this is Indian Kashmir, and this region, this is the region we are talking, this is the, and this is a region which has been ceded by Pakistan to China. There is some territory in 1963, this was done in 1963. So this is the region we are talking, this is the Siachen Glacier we are talking, and this after this 1970s, both India and Pakistan started focusing on this Siachen Glacier. So both India and Pakistan sent mountaineering expeditions to the glacier. We started sending, when Pakistan started sending, even India also started sending mountaineering expeditions to the glacier. And things were going on. In 1983, in fact, in 1983, during the winter season, we could see our research and raw research and analysis wing they got some information that Pakistan is shopping thousands of pieces of alpine clothing, Alps, alpine clothing in Europe. So the research and raw of India, the Secret Service Agency of India, they have got the information that Pakistan is shopping thousands of pieces of alpine clothing from Europe. And immediately we calculated that if they are searching and shopping alpine clothing in Europe, this could be to occupy Siachen. We immediately calculated. So see, normally the winter season is very, very harsh in the Siachen area. So winter means October to March. Next year March, no activity is possible. In fact, even we had some information that even Pakistanis tried to occupy in this just before the winter in 1983 by sending the troops to, but they could not capture it because of the harsh weather or the adverse weather situation there, they could not capture. So in 1984 April, we were just waiting for the winter to be over, or rather we had to just to start the summer. In 1984, India, to preempt any Pakistani move to capture this glacier again, we mounted Operation Meghdoot. We mounted Operation Meghdoot, and we helped soldiers to land on top of the Saltoro Ridge. On the ridge, on the western side of the ridge, western side of the glacier, we managed to land our troops on a landing troops on a particular place called Bilafond La on Saltoro Ridge. Bilafond La on Saltoro Ridge on 13th of April 1984. 13th of April 1980. We managed to air dash, or when the Kumaon regiment through helicopters, troops were air dashed on top of the Siachen glacier. So we managed to capture this. We occupy, since we were using the helicopters and air power, so we could easily reach the top, so that now we are standing on, see, it's like a glacier, we are standing on top of it. Now if Indian troops are standing, any Pakistani opposition can be, if they have to climb up, we can easily see, and we can shoot them down also. So we got the height advantage by positioning on top of it. We got the height advantage, and we occupied it. And since 1984, 13th April 1984, India is continuously occupying this territory, the highest battlefield in the world, the most difficult battlefield in the world, and most dangerous battlefield in the world. And we are continuously occupying this territory. Many rounds of fierce battle took place in 1987. In 1987, there was a fierce battle in the Bilafond La, which is almost at 21,000 feet above. Okay, this Bilafond, it is a Bilafond La on the western edge. Okay, and which is called the left shoulder of the Bilafond La, which is occupied. See, the left shoulder is occupied by Pakistan. I mean, I am not exactly able to tell where exactly it is called. It was known as the on the Bilafond La, the left shoulder. The the left shoulder which is occupied when the left shoulder of Belafond La when it was occupied by Pakistan in 1987, and then we counterattacked. See, they managed in 1987, the left shoulder was occupied by Pakistan, but we counterattacked under the leadership of Subedar Bana Singh. Subedar Bana Singh. And we recaptured it, this left shoulder, and since then army named this left shoulder as Bana Post. It is now known as the Bana Post. On this Belafond La, the left shoulder of Belafond La is known as Bana Post today because of the heroics of Subedar Bana Singh at that time in 1987 I am talking. And now the point is, why are we occupying and holding this post? It is an ice, the temperature, the climatic conditions are so harsh, it goes to even minus 50 degrees Celsius. And the benefits of occupying Siachen Glacier are largely intangible. It can be termed as strategic. The benefits are intangible. The benefits are intangible. It may be strategic. Direct benefits cannot be there, but the cost involved is very high. See, we don't know, the army will not be telling these details and all. Some estimates say that per day cost could be around 5 crore rupees, maybe even more than that. I am just giving a rough figure. Even if it is 5 crore rupees just to maintain the post, the Siachen Glacier, if per day, per month it becomes 150 crores. And if you are talking about, per year it becomes almost 2000 crores. It may be a small figure, but 2000 crore rupee per year only to maintain the post. And it is the highest battlefield, but even the human cost involved is very high. According to some estimates, both India and Pakistan might have lost more than 2000 soldiers plus by both India and Pakistan. See, it's very easy to tell we are occupying it, we are holding it. See, precious lives, our own brothers, they lost their lives in this. Whose battle? Why we are holding and all? This question mark always comes. What is the advantage of that? Beyond a point we cannot say. And Siachen, the helicopters, the pilots, so many things are involved in it. And it creates, even frostbite. People, the army jawans, they die of a sudden avalanche. Frostbite is a disease because of excessive cold conditions, low oxygen, reduced pressure, high levels of ultraviolet radiation, low humidity, lot of problems are there. And despite this, our brave soldiers are fighting, and they go for the duty there. So it is a very, very painful affair. No electricity, nothing. And a constant enemy fire could be there. And even then our troops are able to. So many rounds of talks took place. In June 1989, we were on the verge of clinching a final deal. Then again in 1992, just before the Babri Masjid's demolition, we were almost on the verge of signing a final deal. But somehow, because of the lack of political will at that time, because the fear of the political leaders that what will be the political implication of signing a deal, finally the deal never materialized. 84, 2020, and we are talking about more than, 94, 2004, 2014, 36 years, more than 36 years have gone now. Every year we are spending thousands of crores of rupees. Precious lives are lost. Indian soldiers, their lives are very precious. We should not be sacrificing their lives just like that. And precious lives are lost on a daily basis, and it's a very, very difficult outpost. And so the only thing is that we are holding it. That is true. But what we should also know that we should be. There were many talks of demilitarizing this region. So, demilitarize this region. Talks of demilitarizing this region is there. And in fact, the issue, even Pakistan, in a couple of years before, I think 2014, there is a massive avalanche in the Pakistani side. Their base camp got buried by ice. I think 175 soldiers and their support staff lost their lives in one avalanche. It is so massive that they lost, including base camp, the hospital, everything they lost. At the time, even the Pakistani army chief, he said it is high time to think about redefining or coming up with an agreement between India and Pakistan relating to this. It is high time to demilitarize it. Now, but what is India's argument is, Indian argument regarding this is, let us demilitarize, but Pakistan accept the actual ground position line now. India's demand is Pakistan should accept the actual ground position line now. Actual ground position line now. So, what is the actual position right now? So, what is the actual position? The way India is holding. Now, you see, the actual ground position is, now if I draw, so again, actual ground position is like this, India is holding like this. This Indian this is the actual ground position, whereby the entire Siachen glacier is in India's control right now. India is asking Pakistan, we will demilitarize, we will withdraw our troops, provided Pakistan accept this actual ground position line. But Pakistan insists that India should withdraw to pre-1971 position first. Then first we let India first return, wants India to first return to the pre-1917 position, and then there can be demilitarization. Then we can have an agreement for demilitarization. But that is not acceptable to India, because for India we have already spent thousands of crores of rupees, we have sacrificed hundreds of lives, thousands of lives of our soldiers. So, we want them to accept the present actual ground position line, and then, so whatever it is, more than 36 years, 35 plus years have gone, no end in sight. Twice, at least 1989, 1992, we were almost on the verge of signing the agreement. Because of lack of political will at that time, we did not do it. Thousands of lives could have been saved, precious money could have been saved, but we did not do. But otherwise, if you look at the geography of Siachen, a couple of points about the geography I would like to add here. It is the longest glacier in the Karakoram, longest in Karakoram range, and it is also world's second longest non-polar glacial. Second longest non-polar glacier. The longest is the Fedchenko glacier of Tajikistan. Fedchenko glacier. The longest is the Fedchenko glacier of Tajikistan. And it is also, the world's highest battlefield, and a single source of fresh water in the the largest single source of fresh water in the Indian subcontinent. See, the largest single source of fresh water in the Indian subcontinent. And it is also the source of Nubra river, eventually feeds the mighty Indus. Nubra river in this region, the source of Nubra is Siachen glacier. Nubra river is Siachen glacier, and the Karakoram Pass, it is like a triangular shape, and as I have already shown, you can see that, you please see, and this is a triangular shaped one, triangular shape, and it is meeting, and the edge of the Siachen glacier is meeting the Karakoram bus. Karakoram is here. The edge of the Siachen is meeting the Karakoram. You see here, this is the pass we are talking. Let me just expand a bit more. You please see this portion I am talking. This is the Karakoram. Karakoram Pass. So it's a very significant location. See, now we say it's a strategic location. Should we sit on top of the strategic location to occupy it and all? It is a matter of debate right now. Why? Because in 1980s it would have been very strategic because the satellite technology was not there. The surveillance would have been totally different. The missile technology was not there. So at that time the strategic locations would have been much different. But today what is strategic? The night surveillance and all, now things can be totally different. The satellite, the spy satellites we have, many spy satellites we have, how to control and all these things, it has completely changed. So mountain itself is not a barrier now. The geographical barriers have been, the definition of the geographical barrier itself has changed today because of the technology. So is it worthy enough to sit on top of this glacier to occupy that? It's a debatable issue because society is changing, technology is changing, our approach towards all these things are changing. So anyway, but it is a strategic location, strategic point India has occupied since 1984, which we call Operation Meghdoot. And we are still continuing. We could not come to in terms with Pakistan as far as an agreement is concerned. We could not achieve anything till now. Twice we were almost on the verge of it. Now there are no discussion also. But if there can be an agreement, we can save precious lives. And every year, even a couple of years before, because of an avalanche, 10-12 Indian troops were instantaneously killed. So there are many instances of accidents here. That is quite common. We lost more than 2,000 soldiers, both sides. It is high time to think about a solution to this problem. Demilitarization is a solution, and we must think about demilitarization. Of course, after an agreement between India and Pakistan, we should try. There is no harm in trying. Of course, we could not achieve in the last 35, 36 years. That does not mean that we should not try. Siachen needs a solution, needs an agreed demilitarized position should be there in Siachen. So that's all about Siachen, and not anytime, it may take many years, but a solution can be there only through negotiations and discussion.